with a lot of things for a few years. One of them, the biggest one, is chronic illness. I don't want to get into what I have, but I deal with severe chronic pain and fatigue and weakness and exhaustion every day. What I have affects my autonomic nervous system, which controls like all of your involuntary functions like heart rate and blood pressure and temperature control and everything. So when my body screws up, it really screws up. I found out a few years ago when I got sick that I was pansexual, and I was having a really hard time accepting that. I had started to date one of my friends, and he helped me a lot with that. And, well, one day my parents found out, and they basically isolated me a lot. Was never allowed to talk to him or see him again. No phone, no electronics, limited TV, I could only use my computer for schoolwork, things like that, and it was hard. And I made the mistake of continuing to go back to the internet over and over because that's where I got all of my support. It's where I got my only support. And after time and time again of them finding out that I was back online, it got hard. I had found somebody online, and his name's Alec. And we have been together for 2 years now. And he, at the time, and still is my world. And he was going through a lot at the time. And my parents found out again that I was online, and it was basically the last straw. My mom got so angry with me. My mom is a very calm person. So seeing her so angry and so upset, I don't want to repeat what she said. But it was really hard. And, with everything in my life, I felt terrified that I would never be able to be myself around my family. I was terrified that I will never be able to transition. My chronic illness was horrible at the time. It just felt like everything in my life, even my own body, was against me. And I couldn't deal with it anymore. And obviously this is a major trigger warning for anybody dealing with this right now, because I am going to give detail. I think it's important too. But I decided to end it. That night I went to bed, and I brought a huge bottle of Benadryl with me, which I know is not a strong medication, but I was so hysteric at the time, I just wasn't thinking, and I saw that was, whatever the hell you call it, I can't even think right now, but, it knocks you out. So I said, well, I'll take that. Took handful after handful after handful of pills, and I think that I might have taken around 80. No joke. Cut my arm, and I laid down, and I basically went to sleep and wasn't going to wake up. I'm sure you've heard the statistic that most people who say have jumped off a bridge in an attempt to kill themselves, those who have survived said that in the middle of falling that they immediately regretted it. That they thought, what the fuck am I doing? All of this can be fixed. Why did I do this? And luckily these people did survive. But when I was trying, I felt none of that. I wanted to die so badly. When I woke up in the morning, I don't even remember waking up. I was so drugged up. My dad found me in a pool of my own puke. because my body rejected all of the medicine that night. I was walking around the house, I could barely even walk. I was so messed up and high, I didn't even really know that I was awake, to be honest. And my parents obviously knew that something was wrong, and they took me to the hospital. To this day, I only told them that I took around 25 pills, which is obviously not the truth. But luckily, I didn't have to get my stomach pumped because I had expelled everything during the night. But, when I did this, when I was in the hospital the next day, I had the news on when I was basically in the emergency room psych ward, which that was an experience. That wasn't fun. It was awful. It was uncomfortable. It was scary. But I was watching the news, and I find out that a gay club was shot up, which was the Pulse nightclub. And I didn't even feel like I could express emotion about that because I was so worried because my parents were there with me. And I didn't want to show that, hey, I'm still gay. Well, not gay, but you know what I mean. And that was hard. I was escorted to another hospital in a police car, because apparently they have to do that if you are mentally unstable. The officer who escorted me was nice until he asked me what happened, and I told him, and obviously I'm not in the greatest state of mind at the moment. So when he looks at me and he says, well, what the fuck did you do that for? I mean, he didn't say that. He said, what the hell did you do that for? But that's what it felt like at the time. It was hard. I was in the hospital for about a week and a half, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. It shouldn't be, but it was. Everybody there was so nice. I was called by my preferred name, and it was overall a really good experience. I got constant therapy and everything. I was so terrified to go home because I was finally feeling better. I was in a supportive place. I don't even know how to explain it. I just really loved being there, which obviously is really screwed up. But yeah, when I went home, things were a lot better. My dad, he never bothered to sit me down and ask, hey, are you okay? Or anything, which doesn't surprise me because he's emotionally abusive and he really doesn't care, even though he says that he does. But I don't want to get into that. But the moral of all of this is, I was at the absolute lowest time in my life. My body was against me in every way imaginable. I felt like my family would always have resentment towards me for trying to be myself. And I just had so much more going on, but I got through it. And I'm doing really good today. Not physically, of course, because that really doesn't change much unless it's for the worst. But mentally, I'm doing so much better. I'm on medicine, I'm seeing an amazing therapist, and it just still kind of shocks me that I could go from being the lowest possible for me to doing really good. My mom is more accepting of my sexuality. She is allowing me to be with Alec. She knows about it. She loves him. He might be coming here for Christmas. I've recently started dating an amazing boy named Jamie, and I love him with all my heart. And I've made a ton of great friends. And I just want to say that I know that it sounds stupid, but it does get better. And if you are having trouble, please just ask to see somebody, ask to talk to somebody. It doesn't matter who, but try to hold on. You may not be okay, you may not even feel like you're living, but you're alive, and you're breathing, and you're moving, and that's a step forward. I just wanted to say that I am here for anybody who needs it. You most likely know my Instagram if you're watching this. And if you need somebody to talk to, please message me. Please. It would mean a lot to me to be able to help and to be there. Because I needed that so badly at the time. I love everybody who follows me. I love all of my friends and my boyfriends. And I'm really, really grateful that I didn't succeed. And, I hope that all of you are doing well. And I hope that all of these videos that people are making and all of these posts just go viral. And I hope that people see that mental illness is a real struggle. And it's not something easy. And it is just as bad as physical illness. I know. But thank you for watching. I don't know if I'm gonna make any more videos on this channel or not, but thank you so much for watching this and putting up with me. Yeah, I love you guys.